I first saw the trailer for MVP Most Valuable Primate back in 2000 on my VHS copy of Pokemon 2000. I never saw the movie, but the trailer stuck with me for so many years. Back in 2019, I finally got the chance to see this film, and it was everything I always imagined. The characters were great, the story was ridiculous. It wasn't without its faults, definitely, but I still had a really great time watching the movie. While I was always aware of the movie's existence, it wasn't until just a couple years back that I found out that there were sequels. Today, we're talking about MVP 2, Most Vertical Primate, because he's on a skateboard in this one. So MVP Most Valuable Primate is probably my favorite hockey movie, but skateboarding movies are a lot more common, I feel like. I just don't know if it can beat The Search for Animal Chin. Just because of the kind of movie that it is and what a lot of other movies like this tend to do, I'm not expecting any of the original characters from the first movie to make a return, which is unfortunate because I really liked a lot of them. So we'll see how this goes with brand new characters, probably not gonna acknowledge the first one at all like most of these movies do. I'm a little nervous going into this one. Well, without further ado, let's watch MVP 2, Most Vertical Primate.
The movie begins with our hero testing out his new rocket car, which he plans to drive through an entire mountain.
No, I'm sorry. I accidentally put in Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension again. I get these movies mixed up all the time.
Sorry, so the actual movie starts up with Jack trying to teach his brother Louie how to play hockey, and Louie is absolutely not having it. Jack and Louie go inside to watch some TV, where Jack gets drafted onto a professional hockey team live after his successful career in the first movie.
Jack! Oh, come on! Jack!
You know, I could make several jokes about how this makes absolutely no sense, but I'm not gonna do that. This is so in line with the first movie's style, I'm just happy.
Jack says goodbye to Louie before he goes off to play hockey again. He also says goodbye to the lady who takes care of him, who should have just been the guy from the first movie. He was the best character in that movie, and nobody can replace him.
You know, I really appreciate the film-to-film story progression here. A lot of movies like this would pretend the first one didn't happen, and just put the funny animal in a brand new situation, not even explain how that happened. But no, they actually had some respect for the MVP Most Valuable Primate storyline.
So Jack meets his new hockey team. This is where I was really wishing some of the old characters would return and be on this new team with Jack, because this team is a lot less memorable. I mean, there's this one guy who hates Jack.
He's on the ice tonight. I won't be. You got it?
There's also this other guy who does this.
Now, what the heck is...
But none of the others really left a big impact on me. The team from the first movie was so likable and memorable, although I suppose hockey isn't really meant to be the main focus of the sequel, so as long as the skateboarding storyline characters are good, I think that's all that matters. So Jack plays his first game, absolutely crushes the other team. His caretaker is watching the game on TV with all of Jack's family, and the one super jerk guy continues to be a super jerk about Jack being on the team. We get a montage of the team winning every single game. Meanwhile, the one super jerk is doing really bad now because he's a super jerk.
This movie really wants me to hate this man, but I don't. He's not that unreasonable. I mean, I'd probably be upset if a chimpanzee joined my team and was better than all of us and just kind of carried our team.
So, because it's a kid's movie and you can't have alcohol, we see super reasonably a jerk guy drinking away his sorrows at a chocolate milkshake bar.
Another chocolate?
Sure. Make it a double.
Oh, Mr. Waiter! 2 more, please!
Okay, so this guy's clearly going to be the villain. He's going to send away Jack so he can have the top spot on the team again. I'm not going to be mad at MVP 2 for being predictable.
We see Super Jerk talking to his family on the phone, and then he sees a picture of Jack's family. And now the two of them are good friends because they both have families?
Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
You know, for as ridiculous as that was, I'm actually really glad he didn't end up being the villain. MVP 2 subverted my expectations.
Now that the two of them are great pals, they're working together on the ice. We get a great montage of the two working together, and also Jack does this. Those guys are dead. The other team is tired of losing to Jack though, so they devise a plan to kill Jack. Oh my god, they are trying to kill Jack! They fake an injury to make it look like Jack bit the guy. The crowd starts booing and Jack is removed from the game. This is one of the most depressing scenes I've seen in any movie.
Okay, so biting is illegal, but this is fine.
Jack runs away because everyone hates him now, and his team goes out searching for him. And then we see a kid on a skateboard.
This movie has skateboarding in it!
While this kid is putting up missing signs of Jack, we see this lady asking around if people have seen this kid, who apparently ran away from his foster family. We also meet Ollie, who runs the skateboarding store.
Oh, I get it, it's like Ollie, like the skateboard trick!
After tricking a police officer, he goes into Ollie's store to look at skateboards and finds out about an upcoming skateboard competition. Then the kid finds Jack so the story can progress and the two are friends now.
This is my biggest problem with this film compared to the original. In the original film, Steve and Tara were the kids, and not only were they a lot more likable, they also knew sign language, which is why they were friends with Jack, why it couldn't have just been any kid off the street. So in this movie, I just don't buy the connection between this kid and this chimpanzee quite as much. It really feels forced. And also this kid just in general is not a great character compared to Steve and Tara. I'm sorry, someone had to say it.
Kid teaches Jack skateboarding and the two of them dig through the trash to build a second skateboard for Jack to use.
And now, we are introduced to one of the greatest B-plots of any funny, humorous animal doing funny skateboard tricks movies. Just of all time. I don't make the rules.
After seeing on TV that his brother is missing, Louie decides to hitchhike across the country with the guy from the first movie who was in the crowd of every game to go find him. These two have a great dynamic, much better than Jack and this new kid. Jack tries skateboarding for the first time, and of course he's amazing at it. Why wouldn't he be? But the police find their hideout, and Jack and the kid have to make a run for it. The kid's skateboard breaks, and Jack leaves him to die. They dig through the trash again to find more skateboard parts when Ollie catches them. The kid explains, "Oh, I want to compete in the competition tomorrow." And then Ollie says, "Okay, here's a skateboard." He invites Jack and the kid to stay in his house for the night, but Ollie recognizes him and calls the lady to take him away tomorrow.
Well, like I said, I don't really care for the dynamic between Jack and this new kid. The dynamic between the kid and Ollie is actually pretty well done. It's very predictable where it's going to go from this point, but I don't have anything to say.
Louie finally arrives in Seattle and the team thinks he's Jack. So they try training together and Louie is not very good at hockey.
What's wrong with Jack? You okay?
Is that Jack?
Jack, stop with the stick. Hey, Olaf. I'm a little concerned about Jack.
Meanwhile, Ollie, Jack, and the kid whose name I never actually learned go to the skateboarding competition, and Jack's got a great disguise. I actually didn't realize this was him on my first viewing. The kid and Jack skateboard together and win the competition. The police and the lady catch up to them and prepare to take the kid away. Ollie adopts the kid, yada yada yada. Back to the hockey storyline now.
Oh my god, I have so much to say about this exciting climax.
Jack wins hockey and then he goes home with Louie.
So that was MVP 2, Most Vertical Primate. Is it good? Sure. Is it as good as the first one? No. You know, like I said, a lot of these movies, they're just about funny animals and they do funny things. They'll have a sequel. They'll remove all of the characters, pretty much the whole setting, and just do something new with the funny animal, because everyone likes the funny animal. This one did a lot of stuff right in that regard, though. It did have some story carryover, which was nice. I wish it had a little bit more, but it was alright. It was an okay sequel to MVP Most Valuable Primate, the greatest film of all time. You know, for whatever reason, the first MVP Most Valuable Primate video that I did over a year ago now has become one of my most just iconic videos at this point. I don't know why. Now, I'm sure just like the movie that this is based on, this review is just a little bit disappointing compared to the original. There's not a whole lot to say. All of these movies are the same. All of these animal playing sports movies. You could see a trailer for one of them, you've seen a trailer for all of them.
Meet Chewy. He's a dog who loves to snooze.
Can we keep him, Dad?
But this summer, this dog will play baseball.
A dog playing baseball?
Can this lazy pooch carry his team to victory?
We're gonna make the best doggy baseball team of all time.
It sure is funny when the doggy play the baseball. Funny Doggy Plays the Baseball, coming to VHS this summer.
Doggy playing baseball, now that's just absurd.